It's evening, you go to bed, and just before you go to bed, you check your YouTube Studio app. You have 7 subscribers and 191 views in total. You remember it and you go to sleep in hope that this morning is going to be better. The next morning you wake up and the first thing you do, you check your YouTube Studio app. You got 3 more views and 0 new subscribers. And this is even though you have posted maybe like 19 or 20 videos and you're thinking, now should be the time. Every time you upload a new video to YouTube, you're thinking, now is the time that I'm growing. You've heard so many times before that you're just 1 video away, but you still, it just feels like it keeps getting further and further away for the growth. Now I've been there and I feel like I'm still there. But there are many things that I would say have been taught wrong on all the YouTube gurus content online. And I think I can teach this to you in a different way. Now, you've been taught to be consistent. And the word consistent can mean different things. And I think I have a way of teaching you just exactly how you should be consistent that you will understand. And I think it's a different way that you've ever seen it being taught before. Because consistency doesn't actually mean that you have to post once a week or twice a week or 3 times a week. Consistency has nothing to do with your time schedule and has everything to do with your content and especially to whom you're targeting. Now, in order for me to explain this to you, I'm going to get some props and I'm going to get this from my kids' room. I'm going to get some toys so I can show you exactly what I mean with consistency. Now, in order for you to really understand this, I hope to God that you know everything about Marvel, because of course you do. There's been like 30 movies the last decade, but also there has been cartoons and there's been comics for maybe 70 or 80 years. Now, let's take Spider-Man here. This Spider-Man, you know, Spider-Man is just a kid and he wants to become a YouTuber next to his profession of saving the world. Spider-Man has many interests. He creates and in Spider-Man's case, he is doing 2 mistakes and I'm going to show you both of them and trying to explain you why he is making these mistakes. The first mistake he does is he creates a YouTube channel, and on that YouTube channel, you know, Spider-Man has 2 main, besides saving the world, he has like 2 main hobbies. He is great at photography and he also knows a lot about science. So he starts making 2 or 3 or 4 videos, 1 about photography, or some about his schoolwork, and 2 or 3 about science. The first thing Spider-Man does after he posts this video is he shows it to all of his friends. Now, I have a different kind of friends here. First of all, Thor is a great guy. He just watched the video. He has no real understanding what it means because he doesn't even know what a camera is. And science is not the same for Thor, because for Thor, science is kind of magic. So he just watches one of his videos. But everything Thor really wants to watch on YouTube is like brawls and matches and fights and WrestleMania, because he likes to see people fight. And then we have Iron Man here and Hulk, or let's just call this Bruce Banner. Iron Man thinks that the science on Peter's channel is kind of rudimentary because it's kind of basic. He's just a kid, but Iron Man still can't follow along with the science because, of course, Iron Man is a genius and a philanthropist. We all know that. And then we have Bruce depicted here as the Hulk, but Bruce Banner, he also thinks that he can easily follow the science, and he would like to see more science videos from Pete because he is very supportive. But Bruce has like 7 PhDs and always drops a comment on how he can improve in his science videos. The last friend here, the Captain America, he just barely knows what a camera is, and he doesn't care for science because it's too new for him. He is a very old guy. He just wants to enjoy being offline and really don't watch YouTube at all. So the first mistake Spider-Man did here was to share it with his friends, and now the watch history, the only thing people who has watched his video in his watch history is one, we have Thor, who is only interested in brawls and fights on YouTube, and we have Bruce and Iron Man, who would be the best two to have seen his videos because they are also kind of interested in science. The thing is, Peter found that science feels more like schoolwork to him. So the next few videos he's posting is about his camera and is about photography. And he did the mistake of showing his channel to someone who was more interested in science and someone who was more interested in wrestling. And they didn't even notice it with Peter in this video, so they couldn't even support him because it was just a camera on his thumbnail. And he now has 0 views, and all of his subscribers on his channel are showing YouTube that they don't want to click on his content. So they're actually sending bad signals to him. And to send bad signals to YouTube. But what Peter should have done instead, he should never have shown his content to his friends. He should have instead just uploaded his photography on one channel and his science on another channel. So let's say Peter instead made a photography channel here, and the first viewer who came along on his channel was actually very much like Peter. It was a different kind of Spider-Man, but he's still into photography. Actually, he feels like he's almost similar to Peter. And the next time Peter uploads, or Spider-Man uploads another video, this guy was so interested, he's going to watch the next video as well. And then we have another one who shows up, and then he has 2 supporters. And every time Peter now uploads a video here to, these are hard to make. Every time our main character, Peter Spider-Man here, uploads a video, we have a new supporter showing up here. There is, what Peter didn't realize is there's a multiverse of the same type of person, people out there like him. There is a small Spider-Man who is more or less interested in these things, and some who are more interested in others. But every time Peter uploads one of these videos, you can be sure that these supporters just show up. Of course, there's going to be someone out there that's not very friendly towards Peter, but is kind of the same guy like Peter, but in a different way. He doesn't really have all the same values as Peter, let's say that, but he has the same interest because he's kind of the same guy. So he doesn't really watch it. Sometimes he hates watch it and so on. But after some time, Peter gets very lucky and gets a super fan. Now, the next one who watches this video is Miles Morales. Miles is the biggest fan of Peter, who wants to be exactly like Peter. And maybe Peter only have like 7 viewers or maybe 10. But every time he gets someone like Miles to watch his videos, he gets a new super fan. Now, these guys might watch Peter's videos every time he uploads them if they see another of the videos in their feed, but Miles won't just watch them. He religiously watches them all from end to end, and he even shares them with like-minded people like himself because Miles is a super fan. And in here, Spider-Man, or Peter Parker in this case, he created a YouTube channel specifically targeted one type of person, namely himself. And what he didn't realize from the beginning, or what he did realize in this case, is there is so many other like him out there. What Peter now realizes is that consistency has nothing to do with your upload schedule, but everything to do with to whom you are making your content. This is also one of the biggest mistakes that I've done in all of my content. I've been swinging from, let's just say, subject to subject and never really found like one type of person I created the content for. But whenever I made these same type of content, they really hit, and they hit hard. When I say hit, I mean they got a lot of views. So if I can teach you anything today, and if you understood any of this, then consistency has nothing to do with your upload schedule. It has everything to do with what you're making, and especially to whom you're making. And I want to say one thing is, no matter who you are, even if you're a guy like Peter Parker, there will always be a goblin in your comments and being your biggest hater ever. Don't ever engage with those comments. Move on and keep pushing forwards, because out there will be other Spider-Men just like you. I hope you enjoyed my content. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the future. Bye.